today we are going to be trying out a new tool that I just purchased off of Amazon. It's called a Cropadile from We Are Memory Keepers. It was a shipment that came from Australia. It's an Australia item. Took a little while to get here, had to go through customs and stuff, but it's finally here. I don't really know a whole lot about it, so I guess we're gonna learn something together today. And the reason that I bought it was because installing the eyelets that I put here on these four corners, what I would typically do is, while this is flat still in 2D form, I would puncture a hole right here, here and here, and then I would take this little die tool, this tap, and then I would puncture a hole here with my hammer, knock a hole through there. Then I would fold it over to where the placement is going to be by lining up these tabs, and then I would mark it with a marker on this particular side, and then I would have to go back and punch that hole through also. So it was creating the same work twice, because you want to make sure that your holes line up. And I was looking for something that could reach in here and puncture these two materials, and I found this. It's supposed to puncture the hole, and then you rotate these little knobs right here, and then it will set your eyelet in there. So I've got these little yellow eyelets here that we're going to be putting into the hat. It's going to go right there, and they're set in place with these rings. They get seated on the back, they kind of press in and hold everything in place, and that is usually applied with one of these two tools here. You would take the eyelet and put it through the hat, and then, depending on which tool you use, it would sit in this little cup. Then you would put your hat on there. Then you would put your ring on there to sandwich the two together. And this tool has a little hole in it, so you would take and obviously put this ring over the top, and you would line this up and punch through. And you really don't have a whole lot of room inside the hat to be working and hammering, especially as long as this is. So another tool that I would typically use is this little guy, and I would have the eyelet down like that, poking through the hole. Just imagine that it's there. Then I would put this ring on top, and then since this is shorter, it has a little divot in there, so this little ring would set in there just like that. And then I would reach in with my hammer and kind of hold it like this, and then hit it with the side of the hammer like that. And you really don't have a whole lot of room. So the objective with this tool is to hopefully eliminate a lot of steps by using this tool, where I can punch it. And it comes in two different settings. It's got a 3.1 millimeter and also a 4.7 millimeter. I think my application is going to be the 4.7, which is 3/16 of an inch. So you essentially just punch the hole through, and then you can flip these dials and rotate it to the punch, or the setting where you can press in your eyelet. So we're going to open this guy up. I might have to use my knife, but it looks like they got some perforation here. Get in this machine. There's a little description of what it does and the measurements and stuff on it. I don't know if I'll need that. We're just going to go with the flow here and get this bad boy out. Oh, I see. So this is where it punches. Instructions. Who needs those? Let's see if we can figure this out on our own. It's more fun like that. So 1/8 inch hole. It's got two settings here for 1/8 inch and 3/16. Okay, so I slid it to 3/16, and hopefully it should. Oh yeah, it pushes that. And then these are the settings for the rivet that you push through. It looks like it has 4 different varieties of things you can use depending on the diameter of your eyelet. It's probably going to be too big for that one. Number 2 looks like a good setting for this one. I'm sure that number 3 would work also, but we're going to try number 2. And a regular hole punch just won't get in there. You know, a regular hole punch only gives you about 1.5 inches to access the part that you're going to punch through. And also, I'm not sure if it has enough oomph to get to it. But my objective, this may be difficult, not being able to see exactly where I want to punch. I wonder if I can hold it. So what I'm noticing right now is the hole punch is back here, and then I have all this excess material, this excess part of the tool that is going to breach this section right here. So I'm going to have to go at an angle. Probably like that. Doesn't have to be precise, just as long as we get something in here to hold this together so that it doesn't pop off. That looks like a pretty good starting point there. And it looks like it's got some space in there, so it would start to puncture. Boom. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Now let's see if this guy actually fits in there. It might be a tight fit, but that's okay. Oh yeah. Awesome. I don't know what it does with the thing that it punches through. I guess it's just going to hide out in this place right here. Have to dig it out, or eventually after you punch enough of them, they'll probably fall through. But dude, that was perfect. So what we decided on was the number 2 setting, and they have numbers listed on the corner of the dial here. We're going to put it on number 2. I'm going to put this little ring on here. Now this ring does have different profiles. It looks like it's inverted on this side and it's kind of domed up on this side. I'm going to put the dome side down. And then, oh, is that shit gonna cut? Oh, there we go. It pushed it out. How do I shut that off so that I can might have to get the instructions out, because I don't want to puncture what I just did again. How do I make that go down? Okay, so that rotates. Push that back up. Look at that. So it has a diagram on there that tells you that you're going to be using the eyelet function, and hopefully it shuts off. Oh yeah, it shut it off. Okay. Can you see how that operates like that? It's going to puncture right through. Alright, let's try that again. We'll get this guy up here. It's kind of finicky at the first attempt because I don't really know what I'm doing. we're gonna work it out. So did it fall out? Nope, still on. So hypothetically, if I line that up, oh, it did it. It set that ring. Oh, it popped off, you little thing. You little booger. Maybe I didn't squeeze it hard enough. I'll try it again. Because basically what you're wanting to do is mushroom the eyelet over this ring so that it holds it in place. What I might have to do is rotate this setting here. I'm going to make it on setting number 1 because it has a larger profile, and hopefully we'll press that down a little better. Give it a squeeze. There it is. Okay, so yeah, I just had to change the profile on that setting right there. So profile number 1 for the bottom, and it looks like profile number 2 for the top from where I had that set. Cool, that's gonna work perfectly. And since I got this on, so let's go ahead and knock out the rest of these while I got this stuff set up. I got it set on the 3/16. Puncture through. Trying to get you guys in the shot at the same time while I'm finagling this. It's so much easier than what I was doing before, for sure. There's all my trash that got pushed through. Turn that up to the eyelet setting. And grab a couple of these. Couple 3. I like that fit. It's nice and snug so that it holds the eyelet in place while you're messing around with the crown, flinging it around. And I imagine this is designed to sit on a table and do that, but with this application that I'm working with, that's not a possibility. Where did it go? Is it still on there? It's still on there. I wonder if I should use the smaller one first and then hit it with the second one, because it's already mushroomed out in there now. So I might as well mash it down again, since I'm not going to be able to put the ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Well, the good news is that mushrooms out and holds it in place without the ring. So I could probably save a step just by doing that. However, I do like the security of having the proper ring on there like it's supposed to be. So what I'm going to do is try this again with, oh, what did I have it on the first time? So we're going to do the black one, which I said was number 2. And let's go with this one. Ah, it fell out. What a little bitty. So I got a different idea. What if I put that on there like that? Flip this guy over. If I do it upside down. There. That number 2 worked perfect that time. And by holding the tool upside down, it actually held it in place. So I'm going to put the ring on there first. Flip this over. Go in from the bottom. Find the hole. I don't think it takes that much effort, but I gave it. Perfect. Yeah, that is a whole lot faster and a lot more convenient. I'm sure I'll get quicker at it the more I do it, but this is the first time I've actually done it. So that's my first experience with the Cropadile 2. Cropadile 2, it looks like it has some adjustment measurements here so that I guess if you're doing some paper and you want to be consistent on how far you punch something, I guess if you put a piece of paper in like this, you want to consistently punch the hole the same distance from there. But obviously with my application, all I'm going to do is put it in there as far as it'll go. And man, I've got real lucky because I wasn't thinking about this space right here that could potentially hit the inside of the crown. But I had just enough room to punch the hole and secure it. So yeah, that's going to speed up a whole lot of time. Thank you, Cropadile. And thank you guys for watching, and stick around for some more beer box hat making tips.